We do our best to obscure this self-evident truth by popularising the theory that history is made by the impersonal struggles between ideas, political systems, ideologies, races and classes. Through systematic infiltration of all major intellectual, political and ideological organisations, using the lure of financial support and instant publicity, we have been able to set the limits of public debate within the ideological requirements of our money power. So, bottom line, certainly all modern history, what have we been saying? Every war, every famine, every act of terror, every disease, every vaccine, everything is construed and constructed by these dudes to enslave and then to kill all of us.
Because they reap the harvest of the straw man of your birth certificate.
That's right. Which you will
What
find on
a brilliant thing it is, really. Why marvel at the beast, they say? Got to say, you've got to hand it to them, they're clever.
Oh, totally. Okay, now we're getting right down to the left and the right of politics. I knew I didn't vote at the last election for a reason. Actually, I haven't voted at any of them. Okay. The so-called left-right political spectrum is our creation. The money lords, it's their creation. In fact, it accurately reflects our careful, artificial polarisation of the population on phony issues that prevents the issue of our power from arising in their minds. The left supports civil liberties and opposes economic or entrepreneurial liberty. The right supports economic liberty and opposes civil liberty. Oh, I can just hear it now. All those who are cheering for John Howard in my family. Oh my God. Of course, neither can exist fully, which is our goal, without the other. We control the right-left conflict such that both forms of liberty are suppressed to the degree we require. Our own liberty rests not on legal or moral rights, but on our control of the government bureaucracy and courts. Did you hear that? Courts, judges, lawyers, which apply the complex, subjective regulations we dupe the public into supporting for our benefit. What was that, honey, that were in the Strawman Burner that we've uploaded? That lawyers are responsible for 60 million statutes, codes, rules, regulations to keep us all totally enslaved for the sake of the moneylender. The money lords, their system.
Not 60,000, 60 million.
60 million rules, codes, regulations, statutes that so many of you are also willing to obey because what does it mean? You're dead. They regard you as dead. D-E-A-D.
Buying and selling the book of Revelation goes into that in Revelation 13:18. And you can't buy and sell unless you've got the mark of the beast, which means you can't buy and sell unless you are one of them. So you have to become one of them to get the mark of the beast. And an animal is what they have made you via the death of the child before a Supreme Court judge. When your mother or father has filled out an application for the birth certificate, you are declared intestate, which means dead without a will. So therefore you are all dead so far as the law is concerned. You can't trade. An animal cannot trade. A dead person cannot trade. You are also an animal from the Talmud. This is getting a lot of air in China, of all places.
Good. Okay, so all those regulations that everybody's bowing down to pay their taxes, making sure they don't do this, they do that, they all the rest of it, It's all for their benefit. Innumerable, meaningless conflicts. Oh, okay, this is what... Innumerable, meaningless conflicts to divert the attention of the public from our operations find fertile ground in the bitter hatreds of the right, left, imbroglio. Right and left are irreconcilable on racial policy, treatment of criminals, law enforcement, pornography, foreign policy, women's lib, and censorship, to name just a few issues. Although censorship in the name of fairness has been useful in broadcasting and may yet be required in journalism, we generally do not take sides in these issues. Instead, we attempt to prolong the conflicts by supporting both sides as required. War, of course, is the ultimate diversionary conflict and the health of our system. Did you hear that, peoples? For anybody who's watching this for the first time, war is diversionary for the health of their system. They are the money lords. They love it. So our children, your sons, your daughters that go off to fight in their armies, their navies, their air forces, thinking they are doing a service to their country, it is all total bullshit. It is only for the benefit of the money lords.
Also, if someone dies in a war, their strawman account is immediately paid to the government, so that could be worth several $1 million to a person who's 18, 19 years old.
That's right. They regard, these money lords regard your children, my children,
Fodder.
as fodder, cannon fodder. Nothing more, cannon fodder.
Now, I advise all children to stop going to universities and stop going to school, form unions, gather together, get a class action, and then claim your straw man, and then you'll have enough money to live on for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and
schools are bullshit. All schools are bullshit.
total. And you know, the ones that leave get so put in a box by the others that regard it as. And I'm thinking about the kids today who are, well, they come from dysfunctional families, and they in turn are dysfunctional. What kids want are truth.
That's
It's
right.
truth. Kids
All
want
kids should
truth.
gather together and form one massive union and start printing your own money. And trade that.
What is valuable in this world is our time. That's why they have us. They have our labour. If we don't give them our time or their labour, and I'm talking about the money lords, they're cactus. If we stopped operating their machines and working in their corporations, as Adam says, if we all sat down, smoked a toke and thought about what it is that's going on in the world today, then there would be peace.
Well, there's just one thing you could do. You could target, for example, Mobil Oil or Texaco or one of those, and say, right, we do not buy that product ever again. And you spread it amongst every child on the planet not to buy Mobil Oil. So don't fuel your car up at Mobil or Shell. Pick
the money
one.
lords own every corporation, though.
That's right.
You start at one, and they own this. It's
Well, collapse them one at a time. When it collapses, buy it.
Everybody stop refusing to work for them. Have a picnic instead. Go and work for each other. An exchange of time. Oh, I was saying to Dominique the other day, you know, the things that I do for her, she has absolutely no interest in doing. However, I've made it happen because I've applied my time and I enjoy doing it. So in a system of currency where people are after a particular service.
It's bartering, isn't it?
Well, it is bartering, but also that's how the note system came about too. Anyway, we'll get into that later. He actually goes into it. Anyway, all right. So we've covered wars, censorship. Oh, here we go. The last. All right, we're just about to finish. War provides the perfect cover of emergency and crisis, behind which we consolidate our power. Since nuclear war presents dangers even to us, more and more we have resorted to economic crisis, energy shortages, ecological hysteria, and managed political drama to fill the gap. Meaningless brushfire wars, though, remain useful.